Bear Bachmeier's emergence in college football feels less like a sudden arrival and more like the unveiling of something long prepared. His name alone carries a sense of intensity and expectation, but it is his composure and readiness that define him. As part of a rising generation of quarterbacks molded by constant competition and strong family foundations, Bear stepped into the college spotlight carrying lessons forged well before the national stage ever found him. At BYU, his story is not driven solely by measurable traits or box score production, but by how discipline, patience, and opportunity intersected at precisely the right moment. Raised in Murrieta, California, Bear grew up in an environment where football was woven into everyday life. Competing alongside his older brother Tiger at Murrieta Valley High School created an internal standard that sharpened both players. From early on, Bear separated himself through his command of the game, blending athletic versatility with a natural calm that teammates gravitated toward. As a sophomore, his production reflected that balance: nearly 3,000 passing yards, 26 touchdowns through the air, and another 18 scores on the ground. Yet beyond the numbers, it was his situational awareness and ability to steady a team under pressure that hinted at his long-term potential. His path, however, was not uninterrupted. A knee injury during his senior season forced him to miss most of the year, threatening to stall momentum at a critical stage. Instead of defining him, the setback refined him. When Bear returned late in the season, he played with urgency and clarity, guiding Murrieta Valley to the Division II championship game and reinforcing his reputation as a resilient competitor. Recruiting evaluators took note, ultimately labeling him a four-star prospect and ranking him among the top players nationally in the 2025 class. Interest followed quickly. Programs with deep tradition and national stature extended offers, ranging from Alabama and Notre Dame to Oregon and Michigan. Bear initially chose Stanford, attracted by its academic excellence and football heritage. He arrived early in 2025 ready to compete, but as spring unfolded, it became clear that his vision for development pointed elsewhere. Entering the transfer portal was not a retreat, but a recalibration, an intentional decision to find the right environment rather than simply the most prestigious one. That search brought him to BYU, where familiarity and opportunity aligned. Reuniting with his brother Tiger in Provo added emotional grounding, but it was circumstance that truly opened the door. With the Cougars' quarterback depth chart suddenly unsettled following Jake Retzlaff's suspension and transfer, Bear entered a genuine competition with McCae Hillstead and Trayson Bourget. Despite being a true freshman, he approached the battle with maturity, earning trust through preparation and steady execution. As fall camp progressed, coaches began to see something uncommon. Bear demonstrated a firm grasp of the offense, an eagerness to learn, and an unshakable calm in high-leverage moments. On August 19th, BYU made a historic decision, naming him the starting quarterback. With that announcement, Bear became the first true freshman to open a season as QB1 in program history, a clear statement of confidence from a staff willing to invest in potential. On the field, his play mirrored his mindset. Bear did not chase perfection. He focused on control. He extended plays with his legs, trusted timing routes, and absorbed lessons quickly. The defining moment of his early career arrived in the 2025 Pop-Tarts Bowl, where BYU faced a double-digit deficit on a national stage. Rather than forcing outcomes, Bear stayed composed, leading a measured comeback that reflected belief more than flash. The win symbolized more than a bowl victory. It confirmed that pressure did not overwhelm him. Away from the stadium lights, Bear remains deeply anchored. Family continues to shape his daily rhythm, with his bond with Tiger providing accountability and perspective. Teammates describe him as focused but approachable, serious about preparation, yet invested in relationships. While attention has grown rapidly, his priorities remain steady: development, academics, and honoring the people who supported him before recognition followed. Financially, Bear is just beginning to build. As a college athlete, his earnings stem from name, image, and likeness opportunities rather than contracts, and while specific figures are undisclosed, his position as a starting quarterback at BYU places him in a strong position for future partnerships. Still, Those close to him understand that his real value lies in consistency and long-term growth rather than early returns. What sets Bear apart is not just ability, but how he processes responsibility. He studies film deliberately, accepts coaching openly, and moves past mistakes without lingering frustration. Leading older teammates requires trust, and he earns it through reliability rather than volume. His athleticism allows improvisation, but his decision-making reflects structure and patience. Coaches often point to his emotional control as a defining trait, rare for someone so early in his career. As his platform expands, Bear remains aware of the influence that accompanies leadership. He interacts with fans thoughtfully, carries himself professionally, and balances faith, academics, training, and recovery with discipline. Despite individual recognition, he consistently redirects credit toward team success, reinforcing unity in the locker room. That consistency, more than talent alone, has accelerated his growth into a leader. Looking forward, speculation will always follow a quarterback in his position, but Bear remains anchored in the present. He evaluates progress through communication, execution, and trust rather than projections. His journey, from injury recovery to high-level competition, reveals an athlete prepared to navigate uncertainty without losing identity. In quieter moments, Bear relies on routine and reflection, believing that stability away from the field fuels confidence on it. He values accountability, listens intently, and treats humility as strength. These habits guide how he manages pressure, absorbs criticism, and celebrates teammates, ensuring his growth remains intentional and grounded. As Bear Bachmeier's career continues to take shape, his path reflects resilience, patience, and belief in preparation. From Southern California high school fields to leading BYU as a true freshman, he has met every challenge with resolve. His story is a reminder that progress is rarely linear, and that courage, timing, and consistency can turn uncertainty into opportunity. For those watching now, this is not a finished chapter, but the opening act of a journey still unfolding. As Bear Bachmeier continues to grow into his role at BYU, one thing is already clear: his journey is only getting started. What we've seen so far is not just a talented quarterback, but a young leader learning how to carry responsibility, pressure, and expectation with composure beyond his years. From overcoming injury to earning the trust of an entire program as a true freshman, Bear's story reflects preparation meeting opportunity at exactly the right moment. The stats will evolve, the spotlight will grow brighter, and the challenges will become tougher, but his foundation remains steady. For fans watching now, these are the early pages of a much larger story.